Morning guys, Mark Ferrasci, Perpetuate dog training. On my way into town, a little yak session. I've got a user that keeps asking me very simple, inane questions, but at the same time I got to thinking about it. Says, there's a lot of people that don't know this stuff, To me it's simple, but to a lot of people maybe it's not, So I'm going to start answering his questions. His name is Gustavo. Gustavo, this goes out to you, buddy. So the first question he asked me was how to increase ball drive. Okay, there's a lot of different breeds in the world, and some dogs have more ball drive, more prey drive, chase than others. The herders are one of those examples. The dogs that I deal with, the Malinois and the Dutchies, it just seems to be there. But if you took a Basset Hound as an example, how long are you going to keep a Basset Hound chasing after a ball? So it's breed specific in some ways, but at the same time, if you do some certain things and you're aware of the dog's whole genetic makeup and his prey drives and fight and defense and all these things that come from a dog's emotional state of mind. And that's one thing I try to accent to everybody, that when you're working with an animal and you're doing training, you always hear me talking about drive states. Well, in a nutshell, that's the dog's emotional state of mind, right? What is his drive state? Is he flat? Is he high energy and wanting to go after things? That kind of thing. So that being the case, being aware of the fact that when they're younger and they're puppies, that's the time to grab these things and imprint them so that it stays with them until they're older, okay? So toys, balls, chasing after tugs, chasing after things. That drive, we call it ball drive, okay, is perpetuated at the right times and then doing it the right way. And you can increase ball drive almost like a snowball rolling down the hill. It's going to start building. It's going to get more. It's self-perpetuating for most of these breeds we're talking about, right? Are there some that are less than others? Yes, but if you imprint that dog when they're a puppy and you catch it when they're excitement and you do certain things, you will increase it and you will imprint it and you'll have it there to work later with the animal. So it's important to do it. So what are the general rules? Okay, the general rules: do not leave a toy out with your dog in the backyard till he ends up being the one that decides he's bored with it and he's just chewing on it, and now he gets bored with that item because it just lays there all day long and doesn't do anything. And with time, that'll turn into boredom and you don't care about it, right? So the trick is you're the only time that dog gets to play with toys for safety, because you don't want them to learn to be destructive. Because when they're out there, they're learning all the time, guys, especially when they're young. So you want to make sure that you take the ball, whatever the toy is that you're playing with, and play with it just enough and tease, and leave his emotional state of mind where he wants more, okay? One of the most important things. And then, if you leave the toy out there all the time, he's going to get bored with it and not care about it. Why should I? It's always there. And then when he chews on things, he ends up building patterns of behavior and how he's chewing and what he's doing. So this goes into chewing problems and all kinds of stuff. If you let a dog get into socks, as an example, and he starts to feel that at those young age, those imprint stages, where he starts to feel warm and fuzzy when he's chewing on stuff and pulling with his front teeth, which is very common for puppies, he will end up chewing with his front teeth and end up having a tendency to be destructive on materials and other things because you've allowed him to do that. So that's why we want to make sure that we're in control of it. Put the toy out there and play with it, get him to chase it, tease him and take it away. Keep it short and sweet, and do that 2 or 3 times a day, and then slowly increase the longevity of how long you let him play with that item, right? And the item should be played with you so that he has engagement with you. So you become the funnest thing in the house, because when you show up, you pull these toys out and you start playing with them, right? So again, get him high on it, let him chase it a few times. You do the 2-ball where he's getting on one and then getting to the other one, so he starts learning good behavior from the very get-go, so you don't have to fight him into letting go. That's what's going to happen if you only have one object and you try to take it away. He's going to have, a lot of times these breeds have a natural tendency to have possessiveness. You're going to increase that the same way in how you deal with that dog. You want him to let go right away, so I'll take a second object and get him into it, right? And then take him out there, play with him a little bit, little play toy, and then yank it away, and boom, it's done. You tease him, it's done. Put it up on the top of the refrigerator. Put it somewhere where it goes out of sight, out of mind, and you're the one that's controlling it, right? The next time you come out, he's going to want it all the more. Tease, 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 take it away, right? So you end up having a dog that you're increasing the drives from a very young age. If you do that, you're on your way. Now what about an older dog that doesn't have drive? Same things apply. Put it out there just enough, tease him, try to get him into it, take it away, come back the next time. If you did 3 to 5 of those sessions a day with a little bit of work, the dog's drive is going to go up for the most part. There are dogs that don't have much drive. Try that with a Basset Hound, okay? He'll go out after it and then he'll get bored and he'll let it go. So there's some breeds that don't have much, but all your herder breeds, your German Shepherds, your Rotties, your working breeds, most of them are going to have a good amount of prey drive to be able to play on it. When they're older, that is not going to be as much because you didn't catch it when they were younger. Important to catch it when they're younger. And when they're older, you're going to have to work a little harder, but keep the rules up. He only gets to play with a toy when you're out there. Tease, 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 take it away when he wants more, okay? Try to catch him in that emotional state of mind where he's high on it and he wants more, okay? It's all about you molding and shaping and forming that dog's emotional states of minds. Drive state, you hear about me talking about it all the time. It's not much different when you're talking about balls, right? Don't leave it all the time, his toys out all the time, because then he's going to end up getting into Chewy and then he's going to get bored with him and he don't care about him anymore. My dogs don't get toys unless they're under supervision with me. As they get a little older, I start letting them chew on nylobones and some of the harder bones because that's going to satiate that natural tendency to want to chew in the back of their mouth. When they're younger, it's the little squeaky toys, the little fuzzy ones. But don't leave him with him because he's going to learn negative behavior, right? Take it away. Increase that ball drive, that play drive, that chase, and you'll be on your way. It just takes time. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off, trying to keep these short and sweet. I got a couple others. Gustavo keeps asking me these really, to me, simple questions, but I know that a lot of people don't know this stuff, so I'll start trying to answer them and see if I can help him out a little bit. I'll talk to you later. Gustavo, give her hell, buddy.